So right, yesterday we stopped at the host security. So in host security, we are going to discussing. Just we will cross check whether sound is audible. Yes, is this audible? To whom I have given permission. Just I have given permission to somebody. Yes, Dilip Prasad. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prasad. Which screen you are observing here?
The host security topics.
Right. Thank you. Suresh.
Sir.
Yes. Are you audible? I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Right. Which screen you are seeing now? Which screen you are seeing now?
Yes, sir.
Which screen? No, which screen you are seeing? I don't want your video. Just I'm asking whether.
Host security.
Right. Thank you. Maybe from last 2 days you are facing some technical issue. Anyhow, thank you for joining today.
Yes, sir.
Right. Welcome back. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to see about the host security. Already yesterday we have seen one scenario in at which places we are going to be using different securities. We have seen physical security, network security, data security. Now these three will be done at the level of web frameworks, and come to the IAM, that is IA, Identify and Access Management, host security, and the audit and reporting will be done at cloud services. Now come to the applications securities overall through the system. Now let me start. This is what the main objective of this host security is, to describe how your server is set up, means how your server has to be configured. Why we had to configure means because to prevent all this stuff. So the main advantage of host security is preventing the attacks. It will be minimize the impacts of successful attack on the overall system. It will be responding to the attack when they occur. So as part of this also we covered. We had to do only 3 simple steps. The first step is we had to patch AMI. Hope you remember the EC2 experiment. The second step is test the result. Third is relaunch this one. All these steps are correct or not, that will be take care. That will be take care by this. Some of the open source tools are available like Instatus and the Right Scale. So these all can be have done automatically. If you are actually do manually, it will be like this a horrible and headache also. This is what yesterday we have completed. Now we'll start today is system hardening. System hardening, the name itself is called as hardening, means it should be more hard. It will not be very easy to decrypt or not very easy to attack to anybody. So server hardening, before we're going to start the system hardening, let me see. Server hardening is the process of what it will be do is it just disable or remove some of the unnecessary services. Maybe if you're installed some of the applications in your mobile, sometimes some of the apps are asking you that these are services not used from the previous last 1 day or 2 days. Can we uninstall this one? Ask some of the apps, right? In the same fashion, the main objective of this server hardening is it will be disable or removing unnecessary services and eliminating unimportant user accounts as well. So that is the main objective of this server hardening. So some of the tools are available, like Distill Linux tool is there to monitor, to do the monitoring of this one. This Distill Linux can be used. So the main objective is it will be check whether the services are allowable and which services can be allowable over here under which machines, because we are using different virtual machines images. Like we are going to installing virtual machine means what? We are just uploading a Windows image or a Linux image over there. Based on that image only we are going to be accessing the virtual machine, right? So the one of this scenario here, the screen look like this, how the server hardening can be done. It will be avoid denial of services. It will be restricted some of the access right. Any default passwords, trying for the different combinations. It will be have alert you, like we have seen the different in the pattern in the mobile pattern itself. If you are trying for more than 4 or 5 times, the pattern will close and will be stuck and may freeze for 30 seconds, right? The same fashion. We are more trying for default password, default patterns. Now for misconfiguration also, it will be avoid. So these are the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 different uses if you are using the server hardening. So the main objective is disabling and removing unnecessary services. The service may be anything. So there is another figure like to be, you are giving input, maybe hacker or attacker can be give the input to the keyboard. So how the server hardening is done is with the more number of the chains. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. They are providing different lock. So giving more security. The figure shows is we are already it's a lock, that is security is there. Again on that one, again providing some sort of chain locks. Again this is a lock. Again this is a lock. This is a lock, right? So more number of chains means more number of security it is going to provide. And the criteria for doing of this one is once you have done the hardened systems, it meets the criteria. The criteria are no network services are running except those are necessary to support your function. So it will block all the network services. The second, all user accounts except only necessary support accounts is required, that only allow. Other than that, other user accounts should be closed. All the configuration files, it will be blocked except some of the security settings has to be allowed. All necessary services has to be non-privileged roles under the user account, such as run MySQL user account, not the root. So when possible, run services in a restricted file system, such as the chroot jail. Chroot jail, it's a chroot jail is nothing but instead of running from the root, it will be changed to root. Means it will change the directory to the root and it will make some assumption. Means it makes some sort of a prototype of the root, and in that place, jail means a area. Jail means a area which is a restricted area. That restricted area will go and run only the few services which are required. It will run that services into that jail. Chroot means the solo of root will be run. It's not actual root. It will change the change to root and run under that circumstances. So these are the criteria when you want to make the settings of hardening system. So this will be done by the networking people who are working on that cloud networking most easily. But as part of the examination, we have to focus what are the minimum criteria to make the hardened system is no network service should be allowed. No user accounts should be allowed. All the configuration files should be blocked. All the necessary services, which is under a non-privileged role, should be run. So example is we are running on all the necessary services under chroot jail. Okay. And come to the second subheading under the host securities antivirus. So most of you are aware every system, laptop is running with the antivirus, even the mobile also running the antivirus. So to avoid the viruses which are coming from the different file systems, it will be used antivirus. So different antiviruses are there. So among that, based on the requirement, the different antiviruses like Norton, Bitdefender, any other. So how will be protected this viruses is with the help of AV. AV stands for antivirus. Now it will give some controversial issues since AV system with exploit it is itself an attack vector, and some operating systems the percentage of AV exploits no viruses is relatively high, because if you see different antiviruses unnecessarily they will be block the outside services. Maybe the outside service is a privileged one, even though it will be unnecessarily blocked. So because of that, whatever they have defined the patterns in the attack vector, they will store all the different patterns in the vector. If whatever outside service, outside input is coming over here, it will be mapped to this attack vector, and if it is matched, then automatically it is restricted. So unnecessarily this will be blocking that one. So it will be, depends on the OS to OS. If you are using the antivirus with the Windows point of view, already Windows is protecting something. Again, if you are having on top of the Windows again antiviruses, it will block everything. So if you have Linux, automatically Linux is itself is a antivirus preventions will be there. And again, if you have antiviruses, it will be making some blocks the unnecessary websites as well. So this is one controversial issues are facing most of those who are using the antiviruses. Now, two critical features are there in the antivirus software. One is how wide is the protection is provided. The other words we can say that what is the percentage of known exploits, means once you install your antivirus software, now what is the percentage of known exploits it will be discovered for every day. Now the second feature is median delta. Median delta means how many viruses they are going to be identified by the antivirus, and how many they are going to protect. Because every antivirus software not be predicted the viruses which are we are seeing in the nowadays, because it's very toughest job for antiviruses also, because how the antivirus software will be built means based on the historical viruses or based on the statistics of the different viruses till now attacked in the different system. All the different antiviruses they studied it and they make a program. So with the help of that antivirus only it will be prevention. New antiviruses, because hackers are very smart nowadays, new antiviruses will become now it is not possible to the antiviruses which are already you installed, right? So that is how the feature we have to consider is the percentage of known exploits it will be covered, and what is the median, what is the average, how many the viruses they release and how many they are going to protect it. So that also be a major feature for the antivirus, right? Now come to the HID. Like similarly already we discussed NID, the network intrusion detection system. This NID will be focused on network traffic, to monitor the network traffic, whereas HID is mainly focused on this OSSEC, means open source, which is stands for open source HIDS security. In security, first three characters will be the sec, and OS stands for open source. The main objective of HIDS is monitors the states of your server. It will monitor only the network. NIDS will monitor only the network traffic, whereas HIDS will monitor state of your server. So what actually this OSSEC means is a free open source software, host-based software it is, intrusion detection system. What it will do is, it will perform the log analysis. Log analysis means how the network goes on that server, how many requests will go outside, how many requests accepted, how many viruses are trying to be entering into that one, all the log details, the timing, the virus name, etc., etc. The integrating checking also be done, and Windows registry monitoring. Windows registering files is to monitor whether the internet is correctly coming or not, how the packets are moving, from which IP address the packets are moving. Every information will be maintained by this Windows registry monitor. And also we have a rootkit detection. We have a rootkit detection also be there. Rootkit detection and time-based alerting as well as active responses. So these are the different actions, or we can say tasks can be performed with the help of OSC. One is the log analysis, another is the integrity checking, another is the Windows registry monitoring, another is the rootkit detection, another is the time-based alerting, another is active response. I'll show you a small figure how the software will work. This is OSSEC. This OSSE, that is open source HIDS security, will have the options like one main, we have a search option, integrity checking, stats, and about information. These are the 5 different options are available in that software. The home page is look like this one. Now here the latest modified files, the total log. This is the log, the total latest events is log file. Log file consisting of what the level of security, is a 3 login session, or what is the role ID and location, when it is accessed, the timing, every information is available like this for every record. So like this software will work. We can check all the features like whatever I discussed in this year, the log analysis, integrity check, Windows registry monitoring, everything will be done in this software. So no need to be install this software, just I'm showing you how this software will work, what are the features are available. And the last point of this HID is, and HID is in some ways similar to the AV, both are similar, except it examines, HID is examining the system for all signs of compromising and notifies. All signs in the sense, all sort of. any type of input is coming outside, all things will be allowable and it will be checked by HIDS. Whereas antivirus only few, which is a predefined patterns. Okay, that is only the difference between HID and antivirus. Now, what we have learned in this topic is host security. We have seen system hardening. We have seen antivirus protection. We have seen HID, right? So system hardening, before going to that, system hardening is, this is the purpose of host security. We have seen these are the simple 3 steps we had to do. And system hardening is for disabling or removing unnecessary services. And these are the criteria. These are the 4 criteria we are having. And this is antivirus protection. How we had to do, what are the 2 features of that antivirus software. And HID, the difference between NIDS and HIDS, as well as HID and antivirus. So how OSSEC will be works, right? So this is a scenario or screenshot of the software. And the last topic of this chapter. So before going to this last topic, let me see how many are in active state, right? Niharika. Yes, Niharika.
Yes, sir.
Any technical issues?
Yes, sir.
Or is
Good.
this audible?
No,
The
sir.
screen is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you listening?
Everything is okay, sir.
Okay, that is a simple
Yes,
answer,
sir.
right? Instead of prolonging the conversation, it's a
Yes.
simple answer. Yes. If you say yes, no problem with the sir, right? Right. Thank you. Right. This is the last topic we have. Parallelly, I am taking the attendance as well. So don't bother about that. 3-4 times I am seeing the number of participants. So that's why. That's why I'm not announcing the absentees. I'm just recording the how many are active, how many are going outside, how many are coming, going, coming. Maybe because of some network problems or some bandwidth problems also. Anyhow, the last topic. So the last topic is cloud security services, and it is going to have giving the possible solutions. Now, this is only one figure which shows you. Already we have seen the different cloud security services. For that, what are the solutions? Solution 1 is we can have start like this. The first is encryption and key management. The second solution is, if you are not aware of that, the NID will be thrown to the spam, and we can use some virus protections. Third one is web and malware protections. Already we have seen physical security, network security, data security will becomes under web and malware protection. The fourth is just protect with the email encryption and control. So to protect email protections, already I said you that it will be do with the help of one of the concept already we have studied. This concept NID will be take care of some text encryption, or for email encryption it will be do it. And the fifth one is security and risk management, and sixth solution is ID, so intrusion detection and remediation, and seventh solution is the security information and event management. So just it is not required to detailedly go one by one, because it's only in the intro part of the topic. So all this will be studied in CNIS, but for examination point of view also not required. Only some of the few things already we have discussed, like spam, virus, encryption, key management, web malware protection, email encryption, ID, we have discussed already in the previous topics. Now in the examination, just list out all, and you please elaborate one line for each. That is more than enough. Okay. So these are the different icons for encryption, for spam, email, everything. So these are the 7 different solutions are available to make new solutions for cloud security services. Now that's about the chapter, what we have, chapter 1. Just for a glance, this is the chapter 1 in the unit 4, that is cloud security, chapter 1. The topics are, we have seen this data, network and host security. We have completed this cloud security services and their possible solutions. So it looks like elaborately we have discussed it. These are the sub contents. We have to be focused in the examination. This also sub contents for network security, sub concepts for host security. And for solutions, this directly have only one slide, which can be elaborately explained. Okay. So here we will be stop. And if you have any doubts, please